So here's my final 2D CAD file, at least for the lower layer of acrylic for my photo clock. I'm just going to show you, just to review here, the process that I went through in terms of prototyping this. So actually, I got it wrong, haven't I? That's the first one I started with. So my objective here was to make sure that I was utilizing the MDF wood here with this cedar veneer, and so to do that I wanted to make sure that I fitted within this width here of this piece of wood. So these sheets of MDF come in standard sizes, 600 millimeters in length and 300 millimeters here in width, and because I was working with this image of my dog Milu in portrait, I decided I'd try and make the clock fit across this width here. So maximum 300 millimeters minus a bit of tolerance to cater for some damage to the edge of the wood here, and to make sure that when we laser cut this it's nice and clean, as in the edges are all square. So that was my initial plan there, just kind of mapping it all out. Then we went ahead and thought about adding some graphics in here. So I had my bones indicating the hours for the clock and these little paw prints. Then I realized that these bitmap images weren't any good, because you'll see in a second what the impact of this is on the acrylic. But when I'm actually engraving these images out of acrylic, not only do I need to engrave the patterns, I also need to outline it as well to make sure I've got a really nice clean edge. So I had to go and convert these bitmaps into vectors and then do the outline, which we can see here as red outlines. And then I wasn't quite satisfied with the quality of the little paw prints here, so I looked at getting a paw print image off the internet which was a little bit more open, and I also as well explored changing it from just all the paw prints facing vertically up the design into having it so the paw prints go around in this circular pattern. And then once I'd done this, I wasn't quite satisfied with some of these the closeness of the paw print to the bone there. I was really being fussy here, and notice as well that I didn't have the outline there either for the dog. That's because I turned off the red outline here, because it takes a long time to do the red outline. So I tweaked it again a little bit. If I just come back to my 2D CAD file here, I just moved some of these paw prints a little bit further away and just adjust some of the rotation. So really just optimizing the design, incremental improvements. And then at the end of the day, this is my final acrylic sheet. And I've kept the protective plastic on top here, because now what I need to do is look at adding in the wax crayon details to this design with the protective plastic in place. And then when I remove the protective plastic, I just get a really nice clean finish to all of my wax engraved details here, and the acrylic underneath is kept pristine and nice and clean. And here I've engraved the outline, which is going to allow me to position my photograph of Milu the dog, looking cool, perfectly in position. So that's where I am right now. I'm going to stop at this point, and in the next video I'm going to move on, probably look at the wax work here in terms of adding the details on. I need to think about the acrylic sheet that goes in front, and I'm thinking here about adding a few extra details there as well, so that's going to be more things to discuss. I've also got to think as well about what I'm going to do to this MDF board here with the cedar veneer. But that's all to come. Hopefully everything's looking good so far.